Okay everyone, hello, welcome back to FTRL once again for more GT Sport action from GT2. It's week 7, so we've got rounds 13 and 14 from Sardegna. First track is Sardegna C, followed by Sardegna A. Joining me on the comms tonight, I've got Pagani. Evening mate.
You right?
Not too bad. It is, yeah. For those of you in the stream who are thinking this isn't Lee Cole, yeah, you're right. It's Blue Flag. I'm back in the box. Lee's found something more important to do than FTRL duties. I can't imagine what that would be, but yeah.
He's strumming himself. I mean, he's strumming his guitar.
Yeah. So because Lee's strumming, you're stuck with me on lead comms. So yeah.
I dropped a midget gem. Hang on. All right, I'm good to go.
But yeah, like you say, Pagani, it's been a while. It's like being back in 2019.
Was it? I think it was F1 a while back, last time we commentated. So yeah, it's been a while. But GT2, I mean, it's been a fantastic season. I have been watching. So,
it has. I've had the pleasure of watching it. Yeah.
Oh, Zach's already had a spin.
Typical. I went off of him to go and see what SBY was up to, and he's bottled it without me. He's got away with that one.
Same old Zach.
Yeah. Right, well, if the GT2 boys had any sense about them, they'll have paid close attention to what we did last week, seeing as it's the same track that GT1 ran for their sprint race.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully for the boys in GT2 they don't come across a wild Tom at the hairpin, which is... yeah. No, it was an interesting race. I think the boys at the front were playing the strategy game, trying to run a little bit longer. So everybody was sort of concertinaing and closing back up, which made for an interesting race. Not the usual names towards the front. I think we had Dark Bolt and Ross in second and third running up there, so yeah. Maybe some different names heading up the table tonight. We do have a newcomer in Nobby Norris, which I'm sure is going to get me into trouble at some point. Who is driving a Mercedes for Team Black or old Team Pagani. So yeah, Zach backwards again.
Donzo's very backwards. He's driving backwards around the final corner towards Nobby Norris. I'm sure that might have unnerved him slightly.
Just a smidgen. I mean, I've gone on board with Goy and he already has his hazards on, so... Go Goy.
Well, in the early going, Fiedler has set the early pace with a 52.1. So...
I'm going to be a good commentator. I'm going to go find last week's stream and find what the poll time was. Yeah. Make it look like I know what I'm doing. We have a preheated oven in the chat. Saying hi. Evening, James. The good news about watching commentary is you can't bottle it, so... Nah, you were unlucky last night, so... Nice to have you with us. I mean, it'll be interesting to see if SBY can keep that Ford GT hooked up. He has lost. He had a massive championship lead. I think it was 30 points going into last week, but had some wheel troubles, and Switchback has closed that right down again.
Yeah, I think he's been cut to, is it 11 points?
I believe so. It was a surprise. Like, obviously, you don't expect wheel issues.
It's 9 points.
Yeah, it's definitely closed up.
And you've got Unsafe in third, just a point behind Switchback, so 10 points covering the top 3 now, with not a lot of the season left. Could be a nail biting into the season.
Well, I've gone on with last week's stream and Darkbolt put it on pole with a 51.775, so GT2 boys aren't far away.
Absolutely not.
Oh, I've just seen the almighty question. Is James was asking, thinking of joining GT Sport next season? Oh. Well, I mean, we do have a few positions open, and I'm just going to announce this here that GT2 will be a single make series next season, so it's all down to the drivers. So, you know, if you're feeling quick,
I'll say probably the perfect season to jump in, see how you stack up. Well, we've got our first 51 as SBY's dipped under the 52 barrier with the 51.972.
Fever claws with a 52 flat with a little bit of slipstream. We have a recent race winner in FTRL Panda, currently in 4th. I don't know what has happened to Will, but he's become rejuvenated and has flown his way towards the front. So.
Yeah. Renaissance man. Like I say, something's reinvigorated him, and last week he picked up his first GT win since the opening rounds of GT Sport as a whole. So
almost 8 seasons ago.
Yeah,
I remember it like it was yesterday.
A lot's changed since then.
Oh, Michael couldn't get any closer to a 51 if he tried. I mean, in Scouse maths, that's probably a 51. So.
Well, it's barely a tenth of a second covering the top 3 at the moment.
I honestly can put this out there. I think GT2 has the closer field and the cleaner drivers. Like, GT2 has been immaculate all season. I mean, I've said it now, but driving standards have been superb all season.
Yeah,
so.
look out turn 1.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
No, I'm sure they'll be fine. Like you say, they've been exemplary all season.
Well, I mean, Donzo's left the room. Oh no. That's a start from the back. I mean, if they don't realise, we'll put restart in the chat ourselves, because, you know, we can do that. But we are allowed 1 restart. So. It's unfortunate for Donzo, but it was looking quick earlier. As I said, that Peatman has joined the chat, so hi Pete. And I hear you might be rejoining us next season. Yeah. Oh. Well, guy pulled off to the side of the road, and I believe it was unsafe release. Went wide on a fast lap and nailed guy in the back. Oh. Guy's used to taking it up the back, so it's fine. Well, Donzo said he's going to try and reconnect, so fingers crossed. Oh, Zom is in the grass. It is a very difficult track. It's a very short track, but it's a very difficult track to get a lot of time out of. I found that out myself earlier in the week.
Oh, Steph. There you go. Steph and that troublesome McLaren.
I thought he might have clicked with that car this season, but
yeah, it just hasn't worked for him, has it?
I was going to say he's been very close on numerous occasions. But
Zach's cutting the grass as well. Does he drive past that, Steph?
Just looks a little bit tail happy. He just doesn't look like he's got enough confidence to be able to plant that rear. But oh, Michael with a 51.8. I don't want to look at the stream from last week because I think that's quicker than what I did in that car.
Yeah, don't do it to yourself.
Yeah, screw you, Michael. Donzo has rejoined, so we will attempt to restart, I do believe. Hopefully Steph and Zom are available to say restart to start the lobby. If not, I'll have to. Because it's only fair for Donzo to at least try and get into the race, even starting from the back. Oh,
Oh dear.
oh guy. An SPY. That guy just trying to stay out of the way. Poor guy.
It is one of those tracks as well where it is difficult to stay out of the way, especially through that final sector.
Like, there's so many different lines that people can take in that last corner. It's Steph's gone again. Maybe he was just saying that guy, I'm not sure. But yeah, Steph has gone round before that last corner.
Well, people will be on their final runs now.
I want to say what can Michael do, but he's on an outlap, so he's going to give it one more go. I think SBY is on a lap, so...
Got Panda, Fever and Unsafe all about to come across the line. That's 3rd, 4th and 5th.
SBY was a little sideways into the hairpin. City Porsche in the chat evening. Afternoon. Yeah, the Mercedes pair of Unsafe and Fever. Fever giving Unsafe that little bit of slipstream, which might equate to a further position as Will's gone off at turn 1.
Michael's in the final sector and he's slightly down on his best time at the moment. He's got 2 corners to negotiate.
So switch back improved to put himself P4. Where it's literally 2 thousandths in front of Bandit.
.51.9 doesn't improve, stays pole for now.
Safe, 2 tenths up in sector 1. Oh, 51.9 was P2.
SBY isn't improving, he's abandoned his lap. Zach out of the final corner. Stays 5th.
I mean, both Mercedes are now running in formation. I mean, both AI controlled, but that was nice to see. Steph improved at the death.
Yeah, got himself up to P7.
I mean, the top 9 is go by like 7 tenths. It's a very close session. What I am going to do is take a screenshot of that qualifying. Because I was going to say Steph's mentioned it in the Discord. Yeah, it's on.
And there's confirmation.
See, that's why we have capable admins. Don't have to do anything. There's a head admin that just let everyone else do the work. So. Yeah.
Yep. So while we wait for the lobby to go back up, so we can get Gonzo back on the grid.
I shall just give switch back that screenshot so we can do the lobby, which would probably help.
So yeah, it's probably worth mentioning that for the rest of the GT2 season it is a straight fight. Everyone's used their wild cards, so there's no more double points on offer.
I mean, they have all used them fairly early.
They have.
I mean, you normally get at least 1 or 2 just deciding, you know what, we'll wait until the last round, then we know what we have to do with that last round. But, yeah. I mean, I'd have loved to have used mine in GT1 at the Nürburgring doubleheader, but yeah. Unfortunately, circumstances did not prevail on that occasion, so yeah. I won't get 3rd in the 1st again, but we'll try. Finish reserve now got to find switch back in Muffin. Muffin Muncher it is. For reference, Zach likes to eat muffins. It's nothing too bad. Well, City Posh has come in with the top 3 prediction of SBY, Unsafe and Fever. Well, Guy's putting gifts in the chat, so he's quite happy. Although it's Guy, Guy's always happy.
He's always happy. He's just happy to be breathing some days.
But, I mean, GT1 tomorrow from... What track is it tomorrow?
We've got the Tokyo Expressway South Inner Loop, which is the one with the dock section at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then we've got Kyoto Yamagiwa, which is the sort of medium length configuration of that track.
Nice. Well, I mean, how do you think those two are going to suit your car?
I don't really know, to be honest. I think that track 1 will probably be alright because it's quite sort of power sensitive.
Yeah, obviously that Mercedes straight line speed, and you've got quite an alright fuel tank as well, so it's not going to be the end of the world for you, I don't believe.
Yeah, I imagine it'll be fairly average around Kyoto, so yeah, could be an alright week.
I mean, I've heard rumours of some people trying a no-stop in race 1, which...
Yeah, I've heard those whispers too.
Well, I can guarantee it, if people are trying a no-stop, probably have to 2-stop in the vet, but... Yeah.
I was going to say that pipette of fuel you're going to have at the start isn't going to last you very long, is it, if you try and...
To be fair, Lee's going to be in the lobby in a GTR, so it's a very big box. I'm just going to hide behind it
and let him pull you along, yeah. That is probably the way to do it.
But it'll be interesting to see how Nobby Norris goes today. I mean, he wasn't expecting to join tonight. It was sort of a last minute call up. He was supposed to be signing up for next season, but yeah. But we've chucked him in at the deep end because, yeah, why not? You're only going to know if you're going to swim. Out Zom with a hello comms. Evening Zom.
Hello Zom. Yeah, I don't think that Nobby gave himself a bad showing in quali.
He held his own, so... I mean, it's always nice to do the last couple of races of the season before, so you're not going in blind next season, so it'll only do him good for next season.
I was going to say, and he gets to sort of race the guys that he's going to be in with next season, so he gets an indication now of sort of how people drive and things like that.
Yeah. Oh, we've got James in the chat saying top 3 to stay where they are. The bold prediction, and then you've got Peteman who's going to the Shadow Realm in turn 1, place your bets. Well, I don't want to say anything, but Guy is in the lobby, and he didn't go full Guy in F1 this week, so you never know, it could be coming. No pressure, Guy.
No, Guy will be okay. He hasn't got you or me behind him in a GT lobby.
Oh, turn 1, Monza, season 1. Yeah. We're back on.
Iconic.
Let me think, Brian. Oh, Zom's coming with Zom first, Zom second, and Zom third.
Bold.
No space for mini Zom on the podium though. So, yeah. I mean, that would require 3 Beetles, and that is not allowed via the rules. There's only allowed to be 2 Beetles in the lobby at the same time. So, yeah. Don't know. Countdown has started for race to begin. How will Donzo fare starting from the back? mean, he's looked very quick this season.
He's looked quick at times, and in Dark Bolt's hands last week, that car was going very well until it ran out of fuel.
That it has been a problem with that Toyota all season. It looks more thirsty than a vet, which is saying something.
I say, it takes a lot for that to be a reality.
I mean, I expect Michael to make it into turn 1 in P1 with that Corvette restart. Got a terrible start from the end of pit lane. Which is...
Yep, yeah. I've got that start view as well. Right, well, Michael's got away well. Being joined by Unsafe. Is he going to tuck him behind at turn 1? Hold SBY behind, yep. What's going on further
wide
back?
In the background. Steph's in the gravel.
Steph in the dirt.
I believe I saw some Beetle on Beetle action in turn 1, which... not what you want to say, like Beetles in general, but...
well, the top 4 have got away as they were.
Well, this is unusual for FIBA, currently in 4th.
Yeah, he normally
stays there.
I say, if he does stay there, he's going to want to average out his race 2 result to get himself that net P7.
He's gone a little deeper there, and Donzo's
got Switchback and Junkie going side by side down the main straight.
Well, these two are still teammates, so you'd expect them to be in a fight together. Yeah, I don't think Junkie Spot made that too difficult.
No, he certainly didn't.
I mean, I have raced Junkie Spot and know that it doesn't let anyone through easily, so yeah, would be a pleasure to be his teammate.
well, Steph's already found his way back past Goy after dropping to the back at turn 1. He's all over the back of JP at the moment.
Well, another question is going to be tyre wear around here. I think everybody's starting on the supers now. Nobby's on the soft, as is JP. Everyone else on the supers.
I think everyone else on the supers.
I must admit, I went for the soft option in the race last week, and it did seem to help. Tyre wear can be a killer, especially on the front right. Well, good news for SBY is his championship rival is 3 behind him.
Yeah, he was wide out of that fast left kink. I thought he was heading for a wall.
Yeah, so if your car can ride the curb, you can run over the curb in a little bit of grass, but if your car doesn't like curbs, you're in trouble. As Junkie Sport and Switchback are fighting each other again, but Junkie Sport falls in behind. I mean, Panda currently P5.
Yeah,
He's definitely had a resurgence.
Yeah, he's just hanging on to the back of that leading quartet, so... the way these guys keep concertinaing up in the braking zone, he might find himself right in the mix fairly soon.
I would say Unsafe sitting quite happily in his bridesmaid position that he's so used to. However, he's already got more fuel than Michael up front.
He probably started with more fuel than Michael out front, so that's probably not that difficult. Well, Donzo's got himself up into P9 from his last position start, and he's hustling Zom for P8. He's having a look up the inside at the final corner, but pulls out of that.
I must admit, it's a little odd seeing that Beetle all in white, but it's a change. I mean, he is part of Team White, so, you know, it's one way to show it.
He's made that abundantly clear this week. And he's
defensive into one.
I say he's doing a good job of keeping Donzo behind. Switchback's caught up to the back of Panda in the sister VW.
Has indeed.
Oh, and Panda's off. He's in the wall.
I don't think there was.
I don't think there was contact, but Junkie Sports nipped through and mugged both of them. There might have been. He's waited. There may have been a tap. Meanwhile, chaos at the final corner. SBY's lost a place to FIBA.
Anders run deep, clipped the grass at the hairpin, allowed switch back through. Well, the two Mercedes in second and third can't be much closer together in a straight line.
Yeah, Feeble was practically pushing Unsafe up that straight to keep ahead of that mighty full GT.
Oh, well, I have had different eyes, and the word on the street is that Zach did hit Will. So, dirty driving from switchback yet again. That's what happens when you drive a Beetle, you just get this mindset and you just can't drive anymore. So, yeah. Will is currently unhappy with Zach. This is just all information I'm getting from an insider inside their party. So. Can Feber hold SBY and that mighty Ford back now?
Yeah, I mean, it's looking good for Team Green at the moment. Locking out those podium places.
I mean, Michael is pulling away. He's got 2.6 seconds. However, the cars behind have at least 2 laps more fuel already. So, whether he's just going for it, I'm not sure.
Oh, SBY's got past Feeberg heading into that high-speed chicane section.
Oh. Tom has jumped into the stream chat and told Will to bin Zach. However, where is Zach? Zach is down in 12th place. Something has happened.
Maybe it's already happened.
I've had confirmation from inside the party that Zach has binned it, and Will is very happy now. So, Zach binned it again. His head's gone. Too busy thinking of Ben Shepherd. I mean, Tom is throwing accusations out there that Will rammed him. I don't believe that, but yeah, moving on. SBY is trying to close up the one safe. It looks like Feeber's had an incident because he's now 1.8 behind. And Junkie Sport is now trying to get in the back of that Mercedes.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's trying, I would say he's there. Definitely getting the toe.
Well, in the meantime, Donzo has made his way up to P7. He's finally got past Zom and is trying to close down Panda.
Oh, Junkie sent it.
Oh no. Yeah, he has flashed, so
yeah,
he has.
I think he's acknowledged that that was a day late and a dollar short. And
Feeber's let through.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Junkie's flashed to say probably sorry I was a bit late there, and Feeber thinks he probably cut his nose off, so he's let him go.
I've never read somebody as nice as Feeber. Like, if he makes a mistake, he will openly admit it as soon as it happens. Like, he's not one to shy away from acknowledgements.
What all this has done is we've now got a whole gaggle going for P4. Because Will's caught onto the back of this and Donzo's not too far behind.
Well, Feeber's having a look into turn 1 on Junkie Sport. And Will is madly flashing behind him.
He's got a fantastic run out of turn 1 as Will.
He has, but he's gone up an iron curb.
Yeah, he couldn't do much with it.
I've had confirmation from someone inside Zach's camp that Zach felt a crosswind and it flooded his trouser leg slightly in a counterclockwise fashion, which caused him to lose the car in about 8/10. So, unfortunate for Zach.
Only Zach could feel a crosswind in his trouser leg in a closed cockpit.
However,
back to the racing. Donzo's up the inside of Will at the final corner, and he's robbed him of P6.
Got unsafe as well, so can SBY catch that now? 3.2 second gap to Michael. However,
Will's coming back at Donzo.
Less than half a tank, and there's more than half the race to go. So,
yep, Will's got Donzo back. Good clean move.
Got Mike in the chat cheering on his blue boys. Oh. Steph is our first pit stopper from Team Blue, so obviously going for the undercut. I mean, it can work. It's usually fairly powerful on GT. So.
Well, Michael's front right tyre isn't looking too happy, and he's coming in to get off of it.
What does SPY do? SPY stays out.
Yeah, his tyres are in much better condition than Michael's were, it's got to be said.
Oh.
But I would imagine it won't go much longer. Michael's rejoined P5.
Right. We're asking a scouser to do maths here. He put 3/4 of a tank in to get to the end, so fingers crossed.
Pagani, you've driven that Corvette round here. Doable?
I think I nearly filled the tank. But I am quite thirsty with a vet, so...
Well, Junkie Sports come out of the pits right behind JP, and he's gone for it at the fast kink.
SBY was completely sideways at the hairpin, and he's gone on to do another lap as Unsafe comes in. Where does Unsafe come out in regards to Michael? Unsafe coming out of pit lane now. Michael come down the start-finish straight. Michael stays in front, but that 3-second
I'll
lead
say that
is completely gone.
gap's halved.
Oh, Junkie Spot has held position from JP. JP still yet to stop. Next man on his rear bumper will be Panda. I mean, he will probably revert to his old gamer tag after that contact with Zach. A bit of an angry Panda under that crash helmet.
Or SBY with another twitch and squirm out of that final corner, and yep, he's called it quits on that tyre. Michael powering down the straight now. Should get back in front of him, you would think.
Oh, Panda's gone to the outside of JP and clipped the grass. So Panda's had a wiggle, which has allowed Zom through. Now, I've had a question come to me in my own mind that if anybody in the stream can answer, how do you get a crash helmet on a Panda? I'm not entirely sure.
With a lot of bamboo.
So, yeah, well, SPY came up in P2, so Unsafe will try and get him on cold tyres.
Yeah, he came out in P2, but he is considerably closer to Michael than he was when he pitted, so that's going to be an interesting last 7.5 minutes.
Michael has more fuel than the two behind him, so he should be alright. However, his tyres are already showing wear, and he had worse wear than the two of them.
JP hasn't pitted yet, and he's currently holding P6, and he's got a big old queue behind him.
I mean, I think Switchback has just said, you know what, I'll just finish in 11th and see what happens, because I don't think he's catching Steph, who's 9 seconds in front, so what could have been for Zach today as JP's in the gravel at turn 1. I'm not sure if it was contact, but dropped him all the way down to P10.
I don't believe there was any contact. Zom was incredibly slow into turn 1 and gave him the space.
I was going to say, if the car behind him was on, you expect Zom to just leave space. He's a very clean driver, unless he's on a pad. So,
but yeah, I wouldn't want to be Zom right now with an angry Panda and Donzo in his rearview mirror.
Well, I fully anticipate that Panda will have Aaron in his party. Ooh, Donzo's sent it to turn 1, there's contact. Donzo's spun on the inside curb. Seems like everybody wants to hit Panda tonight. Yeah, as I was saying, I expect him to have Aaron in his corner, in his party, so I expect Aaron trying to calm Panda down. Ooh, well, SBY's right on the back of Michael now. We have a 3-car battle for the lead.
Yep, they've dropped Feber in P4, so this is probably your podium, it's just in which order. Oh, Michael's binned it!
Michael. You absolute turnip farmer.
Is that a commentator's curse? Because I didn't technically mention his name.
I mean, I think it's just a scouse curse. Like he needs to get his head back on quick because he just put it in the grass again.
Yep.
So he's clipped that wall fash again. Just calm it down, Michael. You got your teammate behind you. Stay third.
What that's done now is it's taken the slipstream away for SBY, and he's got unsafe tucked right behind him.
I'm going to say unsafe looking race. He's looking for the move into turn 1. SBY's looking at the outside. I don't think they'll be able to hold that line. No, falls in behind unsafe. So unsafe is your new race leader. However, I can't imagine it staying that way for a while. I think these two are going to be battling most straights and most corners, to be fair. They do like to clip that grass. Bit sketchy.
SBY trying that wider line for a cutback. Unsafe not getting the best run on traction there.
I expect SBY to make a move back into turn 1. Forward is pretty quick in a line. Yeah, the Merc's no slouch, so I don't expect unsafe to try it around the outside just yet. There's still 3 minutes to go.
I'd imagine unsafe to just hang on to the back of SBY here and get him back to turn 1. It's the obvious overtaking spot.
Yeah.
What you don't want to do is try something where you really shouldn't and cost yourself time.
You kind of wanted Michael, then he was fully crossed up. His head's completely gone.
Yeah, unsafe's a little further behind this time round. Still getting that toe though.
Well, about 10 seconds down the road, you do have Goy. I mean, we found out that in the F2 race, he got lapped after the start-finish line on the last lap, and his car, the leader's car, didn't ghost, so Goy got twatted off into the wall, and yeah, so he's hoping he doesn't have that problem tonight.
Yeah, everyone further down the order seems pretty well spaced out. So the only question really is who's going to take the win and who's going to hang on. Is Michael going to hang on for that final podium spot?
Tyres, I'd say SBY has the best. I mean, obviously waited the longest to pit.
Yeah, but unsafes aren't in the worst shape, so
Michael is cooking his right hand side tyres. Oh, Nobby Norris has had a wiggle somewhere because Goy is right on the back of him. Nobby Norris is wide, he's clipped the wall, Goy's through into P12. Oh, Nobby sideways in front of the leaders. Keeps out the way nicely though. Well, SBY has pulled a second on unsafe. He's technically out of slipstream range. However, his fuel light has just come on,
yeah,
and he'll have 2 laps.
2 more laps.
Phoebe very close to Michael in the last corner as Will is completely sideways in the Honda.
And Goy pulls right out of the way and lets the leaders go.
Well, I think unless SBY is miscalculated with his fuel, I think he should have this won now unless a mistake occurs. He's got out of slipstream range. I'm gonna say there is a few guys looking at fuel, but SBY has the least on the grid, so he's either calculated it to perfection or he's gonna have to save a lot on this last lap. I mean, it looks low, but unsaved isn't much more behind, so gonna be close. I mean, Panda is trying to catch up as well.
I would definitely say that SBY is saving at this point, and Unsafe is pushing. Like,
I mean, it's on the red line now. There's very little left. Breathe the driver.
They're sucking fumes. Oh, Unsafe!
Oh, Unsafe.
Very hot.
I mean, Unsafe gave it everything.
I say it's a valiant effort, but SBY's going to hold on to it, I think.
He's out of fuel now.
Runs out on the line.
And
like I say, Michael just holds on to P3 from FIBA.
Youngie Sport and Faith. Zom holds on to 6th. I think that's probably one of his better results
of
the
season.
It's a
great result for Zom. Panda P7. Steph in 8th with Donzo 9th. And switchback was 10th, JP 11th, and Goy picking up the final point in 12th.
Nobby just had a bad couple of laps towards the end, unfortunately, which dropped him out with the points, but it was a good showing from a new driver, so that was nice to see. Well, heading to Sardegna, the one that we didn't do last week.
Yep. Although we did do it in Group 3's last season, did we not?
Probably. What car was in last season?
You would have been in the Citroen, my friend.
No, don't remind me. Yeah, we did. Because I think I nearly killed somebody at one of the hairpins. Well, Michael says that the car was undrivable in the second stint. It might help if you kept it off the grass, Michael, just a heads up. But no, for anyone watching, I do take the piss out of Michael quite a lot. But that's just normal, so don't worry.
It's one of Pagani's favourite hobbies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for an end result, Donzo came in, started last. He did make his way up to 9th. Obviously, that contact later on in the race with Panda. But I mean, 9th after being disconnected in qualifying isn't the worst thing in the world. Yeah, SPY has confirmed he ran out of fuel 100 metres from the line, so... Yeah. Maybe want to put like 0.1 more in next time, just to be sure. Well, Sardegna, I know you're not the biggest fan of Sardegna B, but what are your opinions on Sardegna?
It's probably my favourite Sardegna layout, but still not a massive fan of it. But let's jump on board with Unsafe and take a lap. So yeah, we start off pretty much the same as Sardegna C until we get around the left kink, where we turn right, where that lovely little sticky out wall was.
It was indeed. I mean, I have been told that if you park up at this church, you can hear the bells. However, I don't expect to see anybody park up in the race. So, yeah.
Never say never. So, you flat out down the not so straight. Got a couple of kinks in it, but no need to lift.
Well,
and then nail the brakes. That corner's actually tighter than it looks.
Yeah, we'll have a look after and save slap.
This fast left kink often catches people out.
It's very easy to clip the grass.
And this braking zone can be a bit dodgy as unsafe's gone a bit deep. And then yeah, if you get your line right through here, you want to just carry the speed and go flat. Run a bit wide, but yeah, get away with that. It's quite fast, but it's a tricky little circuit.
Yeah, in the background, Zom has updated his livery. It's still white, but underneath it has parts from everybody's livery on the grid.
Okay.
So I'm not entirely sure where he's going with it, but yeah, he does like making his liveries, it's Zom, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see where he goes with it next. It is still majority white though, so he still falls in his team limits, so... Well, Phoebus apologised for turning across Junkie Sport, which I didn't see him do. I think it was just two cars coming together, a bit of a racing incident, so... Yeah. And Michael saying that he had understeer, which... When you're in a Corvette, Michael, just give it a bootful.
I say, in a Corvette, there's an easy fix for that problem. More right foot.
It is indeed. Well, be interesting to see what tyre strategies people go with. I don't think it's one of the harder circuits on tyres. I think you're alright to run a little bit longer on them around here.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of mediums. With one super soft at the moment, and that's Nobby.
Well, Peteman's going in the chat said that this version of the track is his favourite. And he's asked who decides the track list for next season. Then can it be him? Well, unfortunately, Pete, track list has already been decided. I don't think we've announced it yet, so you know, you got that to wait for. So yeah, there are some surprises on it. That's all I'm going to say. Well, SPY said he nearly gave Michael a good kicking as he spun. I mean, I'd give him a kicking just because he spun, but yeah. Junkie Sport happy with his 5th place. Well, Zom and Junkie Sport are now playing Kiss Chase into turn 1, which...
Yep,
I mean, Donvo's on his way.
I think Junkie Sport's up for a fight because he's reverted back to his 300 livery.
Oh no, he's going to spider kick someone. Michael, watch out, it might be you.
Is that why he's still hiding in pit lane?
Well, SBY says his foot is still hurting from jamming it on the brake. Well, Touchwood, I've never had that with being on a pad, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, if you're jabbing the brake with your foot, I've got no idea how you're driving with that controller.
No, I mean, I have ways. It might also be why I'm on my 5th controller, but you know, I'll leave it at that. Switch back in his normal Yazoo car, just sets fastest lap in the lobby. I mean, unfortunately, I can't support him as I had a chocolate Yazoo earlier, so yeah.
As did I.
Oh, Lee's turned up. Well, about time, Lee. What time did you call this? Have you finished strumming your guitar now? Michael says, if King is what tries to spider kick me, there's another thing coming, so yeah. Fun things could be happening in this race. But I believe from last race result it's going to be Nobby Norris on pole with Guy starting second, so I'm not sure if Guy's learned how to get the car off the line yet, so it could be an interesting turn one. But we saw 4 wide into turn 1 last time and it's the same corner, so yeah. Will we see more beetle on beetle action? What have I missed? I mean, everybody sort of crashed into Panda for a bit. Zach bottled it. SBY did his fueling to perfection and won the first race. Unsafe release finished in P2 once again, unfortunately for him. Anything else happen? Oh yeah, Michael bottled it. Yeah. So there you go, Lee. There's your comprehensive rundown. The usual bottlers bottled it. However, good to see JP back in the points in the Aston Martin. I've driven that car and it does have some understeer in it, so yeah. Always good to see it in the points. Well, Tom's reminded me that GT1 and GT2's calendar is already in the Discord, so, you know. To say I'm head admin, I don't really know a lot, so, yeah.
It's just a title, it doesn't mean you actually have to do anything. Like to do, it's what you've got competent admins for.
Yeah. Have good people to do the job for you. Always works out. Well, less than a minute away from race start, so get your predictions in the chat.
That'll get that'll get Aaron to do it.
Yeah. Well, Lee says that the Aston's been improved since the last BOP update. I mean, it would have to be improved by about 50% for it to actually be good. So, well, I've just gone on board with Will as the race started, and he was reversing. So, hopefully that's not how his race goes. Have a quick sip before the race starts. So. Team Orange starting second and third. Could this be their race? We shall see.
Yeah, well, Nobby from pole gets a good launch in the Merc, as is customary.
On those super soft tyres as well. Can he make a break? I mean, he's in a Hamilton-inspired livery. Is it hammer time?
Looks like he's in tail one safely. All the action's going on behind him.
JP on the outside of Zach into turn one. Bit of wheel bag and holds up the place though.
Got Michael and Panda going side by side through the left kink.
Well, Zom's been roofed up off the line. He's down to P12. Obviously the Beetle's not the quickest car off the line though. So. Well, Lee's gone with Donzo, Unsafe and SBY as switchbacks try to get past that Aston Martin. However, that Aston will not lose a drag race with a Beetle. Like, it's just not going to happen. Yeah, switchback pulls back in and gets a slipstream. Oh,
junkie!
Wide. Oh, that's bad.
I thought Junkie was about to Sparta kick Michael as we predicted.
I mean, somebody has to Sparta kick Michael, right?
But he just got it pulled up.
And he moves into the hairpin and turn one on lap one even.
Got unsafe looking at Panda.
Everyone's looking fairly well behaved.
Yep, unsafe's made it through there, so he's up into P8. Got Feber's got ahead of Michael. Donzo drag racing with switchback for P3.
No. Well, I've had word that there was an incident in the first race between Guy and switchback, and Guy is probably the only person never to be wound up by an incident, and he's wound up, so Zach's well and truly noticed it. However, Junkie's bought has been the gravel.
Yeah, well, Zach was very nearly in a wall because his car didn't like the way he hopped over the curb at turn 3 or turn 4.
Well, JP is still holding on. He was holding on to P2, but
yeah, Zach's managed to squeeze his way past.
I mean, there's squeezing past and there's battering your way past, but JP looking for the inside of the hairpin. No, Zach covers that one off.
Unsafe is looking for a way around Donzo.
If anything, this sector should be the Toyotas. Quick change of direction, but Donzo's in the grass.
Feber having a look at the inside of JP, pulls back in.
SBY's round the outside of Donzo. Well, all the Team Green cars are running together once again as JP's in early. 3 minutes in the race.
Yep.
Getting off those mediums.
Michael's going to be past Feber into 1.
Unfortunately for Michael, this track still has the same turn 1, so he might have fears of bottling it again. So, yeah. Well, SBY's looking up inside, everyone's safe. When you ever seen one overtake there and it involved you overtaking me, I didn't like it.
Yes. I, on the other hand, loved it.
Well, JP's come up with P11 just in front of Junkie Sport and Guy on super soft tyres. Well, Feber's got back past Michael, but Michael's in a Corvette on a shred, so yeah, Michael's got back through, but what's going to happen in the braking zone? Is SBY and Unsafe a side by side? Unsafe trying to get it round the outside. Has he made it? He has indeed. Unsafe in front of SBY after a fantastic move around the outside of the hairpin. Some of the camera angles on this track are not the best. His switchback's bottled it, he's in the wall,
yep.
He's facing backwards at the last corner. Wait, penultimate last corner, sorry.
Just as he was starting to make inroads into Nobby's lead, he's let him off the hook.
Well, I think SBY must have made a mistake because Donzo's back in front of him. He was fighting Unsafe, so SBY looking around the outside of Donzo into 1. And Donzo heard some squirreling of tyres. Is everybody okay? It looks it. Donzo brakes late. Still side by side with SBY. Panda's coming. Wait, I shouldn't say that. That could be. That's probably on the Discovery Channel. SBY round the outside of Donzo. Panda looking for the switchback on Donzo. It's close. Half a tenth between them. It's very difficult to make an overtake in this left-hander though.
Yeah, Donzo positioned that Toyota well.
Panda did very well not to clip the outside wall, and if you clip that outside wall it ruins your run all the way up this hill. Well, I think Switchback might have crashed again because he's now dead last. So, not the races that Switchback won, that he was trying to challenge for the championship lead, but yeah, not having a good race. Oh, Nobby's clipped the grass in the lead. Feeling the pressure of a Corvette and a Mercedes coming very quickly. Well, Steph quietly going about his business is slowly catching that 3-car train in front as they all battle. Well, I say 3-car battle, but SPY's pulled away again. However, Panda looks to the outside of Donzo coming up to turn 1. These two made contact at this corner in the first race. Panda's looking around the outside. Gets the move done. Fantastic move on the brakes.
Good move.
Nice respect shown by Donzo because he could have washed wide but held it to the inside. Give Panda the room. Donzo's had a fantastic run through too though. Oh, little bit of contact.
Yeah, well, Michael and Phoebe have caught up to Nobby.
Oh, what's Nobby like with pressure, we shall see, but that Corvette is mighty quick in a line. Oh, I love that car. Not in green, but I love that car. Nobby trying to hold it on the outside.
To be fair, he's giving him a go.
Still side by side with Michael. Michael holds on though. Oh, Phoebe with a fantastic run. Can he have done it into the hairpin? No. Oh, Nobby's run deep. He's in the grass.
Don't do a sack, don't do a sack. He's kept it straight.
Oh, SB
Just
wide
about.
on the inside, and the fast king. Oh, that's wide. Oh, keep it on the pit lane. There you go. Right, keep your head down. Alright.
Well, Panda and Donzo round 2.
Is it round 2 or round 4? I've lost count.
Well, in this race, it's round 2.
Trying the same move as last lap.
So he's tried a carbon copy. There's a
Did it
rub.
again.
He's got him though. Yep.
That looks like these two were just having fun into turn 1, but fantastic manoeuvres being pulled. Can Donzo get that run he got last time through turn 3? No, Donzo pulls him behind. Well, I don't know what's happened to Switchback. I don't know if he's had another off, but he's now 11 seconds behind Goy. So, things definitely not going to plan. However, I looked at his lap 3, it was 2 minutes 6. Next lap was a 1:56. So yeah, things not going well in that Beetle. However, speaking of things going well, Team Green are 1, 2, 3 yet again.
Yep. It's the reason they're currently leading the team's championship.
I mean, they're metronomic with their consistency. It's like a Swiss watch. Like, if there's a track, you know Team Green are going to be up there. Oh,
Nobby's deep again.
Nobby? I was going to say, where's Nobby come from? So I mixed Donzo and Nobby. I do apologise, but yeah, Nobby went a little bit deep into the hairpin. Donzo looking side by side through the fast S. Fast right even. Donzo went for the switch back on the straight. Toyota's not slowing a line. Does get the move done. Next question is, how long can Nobby hold out on these super soft tyres? That front right is looking well worn.
Gonna say he must be thinking about a pit stop fairly soon.
However, SPY is trying what he can to get on the back of Team Green. However, Michael had a very bad run through the left-hander at Church. Phoebe got a good run, but nowhere to go. Panda currently sat P5.
Well, Phoebe's having a look around the outside at the left-hand hairpin, and he's had to go very wide to avoid Michael, who went deep on the brakes himself.
Hey, this is the trouble. Team Green are now holding themselves up. And the last thing you want to do is invite SBY to come and play, because he will take all of the toys and try and win the race. So he has gained half a second this lap.
Yeah, Michael looks like he's now drifting that Corvette into every heavy braking zone.
I mean, he says he runs brake balance at 0, straight down the middle, however, yeah, it looks like he's running it to the back at the moment.
Well, Phoebe's got to run at his inside for turn 1.
SBY's pitted. He doesn't want to get caught up in this fight. He wants to get on fresh.
He's got to try and undercut and find himself some clean track if he can.
Nobby is also in, as is
Well, Phoebe's got past Michael, and now Unsafe's having a go. And in 2 corners, Michael's lost 2 positions.
Good news for our SBY fans, he's got a 6-second gap in front of him when he's come out of pit lane, so he's got room to manoeuvre and he's on the super soft tyre, so expect some quick laps now.
Yeah. Well, according to Christie's boyfriend, Will's just referred to himself as Will mugging people around the outside panda.
Nice.
I mean, that's what he was doing. Michael's hit the grass, braking, he's in the wall. Yep.
That's Michael's biggest failure. He doesn't know where the back of the car is under brace because he's in cockpit cam. He can just clip a grass here and there and it just sends him AWOL. He doesn't do it very often, but yeah, he's in the wall again.
Right, do any of these green cars respond to SBY pitting?
One of them has to. I mean, Michael's low on fuel, he's only got another lap in it, so... However, if it is Michael that pits, I fully expect him to come out behind SBY. I mean, SBY hasn't filled the tank either.
Let's see what they do. Michael's carrying on. Unsafe's dived for the pits, as has Phoebe. Oh no, it was Michael that dived in. Phoebe carried on.
Panda's also in. Donzo's staying out, and Donzo has very little fuel, so he's...
Where's SBY? He's on the start-finish straight now. Where are those green cars in relation?
Unsafe's still in pit lane.
He's just come out behind him.
However, Unsafe's put more fuel in, and is on the soft tyre. So... differing of strategy between the boys that are battling for up front. Oh no.
You just read what I've read.
Yeah, so Lee is going woo go SBY, which is always nice to see, and Mr. Aaron Taylor has said that Will is referring to himself as the overtake renegade master and shouted, "I am beyond excellent," as he overtook Donzo, so...
Yeah, so
I can fully expect that to be true.
Yes, Lee, you retract that last message. You messed that right up.
Cool. Well, I didn't see that one. So,
well,
if you want,
what he put there in answer to Will saying he's the renegade master was that's ill behaviour, but he put that's idle behaviour.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say Aaron's come out and said he respects Lee. I mean, that's a first in GT terms. Well, Donzo has to be coming to the pit lane, he's on fumes. Phoebe carries on for another lap.
I'll say he goes again.
Donzo is in. What does Junkie Spot do? He's still got fuel. Junkie Spot carries on, so are these two up front going to try the 2-stop? Don't know. Well, Lee's now shouting at his phone for predictive text. I mean, I gave up shouting at predictive text. Just accept the mistake. Well, I said SBY will not be banging in those fast times. He has indeed. He set fastest lap. Now it's a question of what can Unsafe do to tag on the back. I mean, he's on the harder compound of tyre. doesn't want to let SBY get too far in front. Aaron's then come back with quite an aggressive term for asking people to like the stream. So, like the stream, bitches. Those aren't my words, so.
That is a quote from the league owner himself.
Is indeed.
I'm sure he means bitches as a term of endearment.
I mean, we'll go with that. Oh, SBY is pushing on. He's hit the grass again, but he is hauling Junkie Spot back to him.
Oh, he's tagged that wall on the exit of the hairpin and gone round.
Oh no. Sorry, SBY. That was a commentator's curse. Well, Lee said the JP is still going strong, which is he is indeed. He just played again on the soft tyre and is in P11. Who's it? What? Did I just see From in the chat? Huh?
You did. There's a From in the chat, or at least his eyes. As Michael's just done a fastest lap with a 40.9.
Is it possible to rage quit the chat? Sorry, From. You know I mean it with fun. Yeah, Peatman has said it was a jinx, so yeah, I do apologise, SBY. Send your hate-filled letters to Aaron. I can't be asked to read them. However, the race at hand, Junkie Spot still has not pitted, so I would fully anticipate him doing the two-stop from here. He's done 20 minutes on the medium tyre. Unsafe, clipped the grass in a straight line, so he is pushing on.
Well,
and now SBY has work to do because he's behind two green cars again.
Frome has a theory for JP's upturning form. He believes he may be doing a Daniel Abt and getting someone else to drive for him.
I was going to say, can we have a photographic evidence and make sure he's not just hiding himself behind his microphone? Just to be sure. Yeah, Aaron did get called a virgin by an esports kid.
I say, as Aaron said, that's quite ironic in itself.
Ooh, Peatman prefers a Michael C. Jinx, so does that just mean that you don't like Lee? Because Michael does tend to jinx Lee. Well, Zom and Nobby have found themselves together on track and are having a decent fight for P9. JP is trying to get involved, just 1.8 seconds back, but he's setting consistent lap times at the moment, so... No, Lee doesn't like that flavour of Jinx.
Funny that.
Unlucky. Well, Junkie Sport. Wait.
Hang on, where is he?
Oh no. Oh no. Junkie Sport hasn't changed his tyres and has come back out on the same mediums he went into pits on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'll join his party tonight. I think I'll just leave him chill. Right? Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's not the first time it's happened, unfortunately, Junkie Sport. Lee said that Michael is named Scouse Jinx in his phone, which... Yeah.
Well, speaking of the Scouse Jinx, he's just moved up into P2. I think FIBA let him go there at the hairpin.
I don't think FIBA had the best run out the hairpin, but SBY is trying to do what he can to close back up to the bear. Could this be the race that Unsafe wins? It's looking good so far with a 5-second lead.
Unsafe will still find a way to finish P2 in this race. forever the bridesmaid.
Got the boys in the chat saying hashtag glitch. Which, I mean, can you call trying to be fast in pit stops a glitch? Don't know. Well, guy's still going around. He's unfortunately had a terrible lap the last. I don't know if he pitted, but yeah, he's currently 24 seconds off the nearest car. However, I think Nobby may have been in the gravel because he's
I
now
say
dropped to P4.
Nobby's had a moment because he was on the back of Zom and he's not there anymore.
Lee's coming with justice for Rolo. Obviously, didn't get enough of Rolo action last night in the F1's F2 division, with Rolo making a surprise appearance, chastising Megatron Machat.
Right, well, Junkie Sports decided he's going to carry on those worn mediums and now has a rapid Donzo behind him.
I'm not gonna lie, that does seem a little silly, but he might be just trying to go in a couple minutes, or he's coming in this lap because he didn't fight Donzo at all.
Well, with the state of that medium tyre, I don't think there's much fighting anyone.
Aaron's come back with hashtag feed the cat, and From has come back in a bit random. I was listening to TalkSport the other day, came to the conclusion that you sound exactly the same as Stuart Pearce.
Well, I've not heard that one before.
So now everybody's giggling to themselves in the chat.
I mean, that's not giggling. Tom's lost control.
So yeah. Well, in the background, switchback's up to P11, but yeah. Oh no, Aaron's changing your name in his phone.
So I think I've now got a new name in Aaron's phone.
I mean, Tom is now David Coulthard in my phone forever, and Mikey is Karun Jandok. So yeah.
What have I missed there? You'll have to tell me later.
Mikey did excellent commentary on our F1 division. However, it looked like he was providing technical analysis, so yeah, he's now Karun Chandok. Oh no. Yeah, you're now psycho, aren't you? Yes. Oh, it goes with punching your desk as well.
It does, yeah. I see the irony in that, yeah.
Well, SBY is right on the back of Michael. He's going to be sick of seeing Team Green cars tonight.
I mean, he wouldn't mind the view he had of them at the end of the first race, when they were behind him.
Well, I must say, Panda, currently P5, going under the radar yet again. I don't know what's brought about this resurgence, and I have been told by a little birdie that he has just bought F1, so, you know.
Well, you haven't been told by a little birdie, you've seen the evidence.
So, could he be back on his way to Div 1? We shall see.
I mean, did a seat not open up this afternoon?
It did, because, you know, esports kids tend to call the league owner a virgin, which doesn't go well. So, yeah, bye esports kids.
Right, well, I don't think SBY is going to have to look at the back of a green car for much longer. I think he'll be coming into the pits this lap.
Well, Mike has now called Will a beautiful gazelle.
Although he is going to overtake Michael C on his way there.
No! That Ford doesn't look happy on the harsh stops at the moment. You know what's happened too often when Aaron says hashtag it happens. Yeah. Well, Michael looks like he was looking like he was following SBY, but just a little bit of slipstream.
Yep, Junkie Sports still going on that knackered old medium.
I think Junkie Sport's just slowly losing the will to live. I say that could just be old age. I'm not quite sure. To be fair, is that the film 300 or is that just his age? I'm not sure. Oh, I'm going to get a message tonight. But yeah, Unsafe has dropped a second to Fever since our last look, so Fever was pushing on. Maybe he wants to be the person to relegate Unsafe back to P2.
So
When
he's got a good rhythm at the moment,
like
Fever.
Where did SBY come out? SBY is filled just over half a tank of fuel and is come out just behind Junkie Sport. You'd expect him to catch Junkie Sport, who is... I think he's just not going to pit and just stay on his tyres for the rest of the race.
Yeah, well, Unsafe's at the end of his stint now, so I'd expect him in the pit lane, so Fever should take over the race lead.
Look at the difference in tyre wear between Unsafe and Fever before Unsafe pits.
Yeah, now I know Fever went longer on his first stint, but yeah, that did seem a bit much.
I was going to say they're in the same car.
Yeah.
Well, Michael Unsafe and Panda pitted.
No wonder Fever was starting to catch Unsafe.
And Donzo. So where do those boys come out in relation to SBY?
Well, SBY's going past the pits.
So SBY has jumped Michael, but Michael's put a lot of fuel in the car. Well, I say a lot of fuel for a Corvette, it's about 3 laps worth, so... But Panda currently sitting P6. I mean, you'd expect him to maybe catch Junkie Sport if he stays out much longer on these tyres.
Yeah, well... Will should be looking to... He's going for his fast stint now, he's got the super softs on.
Well,
and he's very excited apparently, so...
I mean, he's usually spooked, so to see Will very excited is quite scary. Anything can happen now. Well, Fever will be coming in this lap. He's got no fuel left. But this stint has been pretty much immaculate. Consistent times. Like, you cannot fault that stint at all. He's driven fantastically. Junkie Sport is currently running about 3 to 4 seconds off the pace per lap.
He's got SBY all over him now.
Well, SBY's on fresh softs. Yeah, everyone else is doing 41s, 42s. Junkie Sport is in 44s, 45s occasionally. So Junkie Sport is coming into the pit store. So can he change your tyres this time?
There is a tyre change going on.
Well, Fever's come out 3 seconds behind Unsafe. The gap was 4 seconds, so he has closed.
Carl's got just over half a tank of fuel and a super soft tyre on.
Well, Lee's now critiquing Junkie Sport saying he should have pitted earlier for fresh tyres. You can receive the message from Carl this time, not me, because you said it, Lee. So, Nobby and Goy. Nobby ran a little deep into the hairpin. Goy's got a fantastic run out and made the move, but Nobby and Mercedes should be quicker than a Subaru in a straight line. We'll always see a move into turn 1. Goy's gone defensive early. Nobby to the outside. Goy doesn't fight it too much, pulls early in the brakes. Nobby gets the move back into P12. I mean, I don't wish to say it, but currently this is our closest battle on track for the last points position. At least as I read it out, it's mine to one. You wrote it down in chat, so do yours, my friend.
Yeah, I thought that Steph and Donzo was going to start to get a bit tasty, but Steph's managed to pull away a bit.
Well, Steph now on those super soft tyres, as is Donzo, but Steph's got a little bit less fuel. Steph does his fastest lap of the race, a 41.4. Not a 41.5, sorry. Because Donzo does a 42.3, so maybe a little wiggle somewhere from Donzo. However, it'll be interesting to see what lap time Junkie Sport does this lap on fresh supers and half a tank. Because I can't imagine he's the happiest driver in the world right now, so...
Will his speed, he's just gone purple in Sector 1.
We have seen a few of the guys driver angry can help them. I mean, it did used to help you once upon a time.
Yeah, once upon a time when I was, I say good, half decent. Now I'm an old has-been that's had his day, I think.
I mean, I'm getting that feeling. Yeah, I can't keep up with Tom anymore. So. But up front, Fever's kept the same gap to Unsafe, as Unsafe has done the fastest lap of the race. So Unsafe is pushing on. I must say, by the sounds of it, Si, you really are a very squeaky leg, or you found a cat.
I can confirm it was a cat.
Well, that'll make Aaron happy at least. Well, in that battle for P12, Nobby has pulled 2 seconds out on Goit. Can we see a late race push from Goit? He's got 15 minutes to try and get this last point.
Well, you might get some of that beetle on beetle action you so desperately crave, Pagani, as Switchback is starting to catch Zom for P9.
The only good beetle on beetle action involves a Destruction Derby arena, but yeah, as the teammates, I don't think it'll quite evolve that far. But you never know. And Lee agreeing with us that people are driving very well, and that if you turn a 2 upside down it can look like a 7, so yeah, I mean it looks more like a 5, but oh, I've just seen Panda completely sideways through the fast left king, but he is pushing on. Unfortunately he's got the exact same pace as Michael in front of him, so they're just staying the same gap away. SBY on these soft tyres can't keep up with the 2 Mercedes in front of Supers. If anything, Michael is beginning to close down on the Ford. Well, I expect everybody still has a pit stop to yours, which you would expect everybody to go back on a set of Supers to the end. Because everybody besides Junkie Sport, that is, because he'll still have to run the soft tyre.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we might have seen a bit more from Junkie Spot, but did that 142.6, then did a 41.4, so maybe a little mistake.
In the lap since I mentioned about the beetle on beetle action, they've already swapped places. And Zach's a second and a half up the road from Zom, so I can only think Zom's had a moment as opposed to letting him through.
I mean, he might have gone to the extremes of letting him through, I'm not sure. But you never know, I mean... It's a beetle, it could have headbutted a cliff. Try and driven down a train track. Don't know, beetle things.
Invaded a neighbouring country, sorry.
No, that beetle doesn't have a moustache on it. As Zach clips the wall, which has allowed Zom to pull a little bit closer. No, Aaron's giggling in the chat. I'm going to guess that he's either just rewound the stream and heard your cat, or Guy's pitted and put the super soft tyres on early. However, he's now letting everybody through, so unfortunate for Guy to be the P13, but he'll keep pushing.
Well, the gap at the front is staying pretty consistent across the top 5.
It is, however, Fever gained half a second unsafe last lap.
And again, look at the tyre wear between them.
Now, I must say, I've been pleasantly surprised with Fever the entire season. He's driven fantastically well. And he's been a fantastic addition to the league, so I'm pleased he did join. When he does have 9,000 miles in his Mercedes, but I think that's more than all of the cars I own, which is bad considering I did the testing. So, oh, he has clipped the grass though. He's in the wall. That will extend the gap to his teammate. All that hard work. SPY will be in this lap. He's got no fuel left. So he's going to have to do 12 minutes on the next set of tyres. Unsafe's also in. What does Michael do? Michael is also in. What does Panda do? Panda's staying out. I must admit that Honda looks very different to every other car on the grid. It looks so short, but Unsafe has come up with in P3 with a 7-second gap to SPY, and SPY has just dropped behind Donzo. And these two will be in a party together, but I can't imagine Donzo giving him an inch. Michael's come out right behind his old teammate Junkie Sport, but Junkie Sport can't turn, so just let Michael through. Yeah, it's all about how quick can Donzo get past, how quick SPY can get past Donzo.
I'd say Donzo's gonna try and hold this for pride more than anything.
I want to say they will be in a party together, but they will push each other harder than anyone else. Oh, that Ford is quick on a line. Mike cheering on Donzo in the chat. I think Forum scared himself looking at 9,000 miles on the mileage on.
We've got Michael trying to find a way past Junkie Sport, and it's just not happening at the moment.
Fever is in.
Michael's in the grass, gets away with it.
Panda is in. Maybe our representative at Panda HQ can tell us how this pit stop goes. Unsafe regains the lead.
SPY still behind Donzo.
Fever is out of pit lane.
Donzo's pitted, releases SPY.
Where's Panda? Panda's coming out of pit lane. Where's Michael?
Oh no! Goy's just tagged SPY into the gravel.
Oh no! Teammate action.
Yeah.
But the worst thing is, Goy will now be heartbroken.
Yeah, he will. Yep. He stayed out the way and let SPY go through, and then I don't know, just whether he missed his break point or.
I think Goy is in a party with SPY as well, so Goy will be profusely apologising.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like, I do hope this doesn't make Guy think about the rest of the season. We do want to see him for the rest of the season. But Michael is on the back of SBY now, and Panda is not far behind. All of these guys on super soft tyres, but SBY has a lot less fuel. Well, I don't know if Phoebe's had a wiggle, but that gap was 3 seconds coming out of the pits. It's now 4 seconds, so unsafe. I mean, unless he makes a mistake, you'd expect him to stay in first.
Oh, Will's just letting Michael know he's there.
I think Michael's just going to be looking forward. If any car can take the fight to that forward in a straight line, it's going to be the vet. Down the inside of SPY, can Michael not clip the gravel this time on the exit? Can indeed, gets the move done. And then Panda's out there thinking, I wish I had some horsepower.
I was going to say, when you're fighting two American muscle cars, yeah, you're a little bit buggered in that respect in a Honda NSX.
Well, Donzo is now P6 after his pit stop, but just in front of his teammate Steph, who's just in front of Junkie Sport, but Junkie Sport on the soft tyre.
Oh, SBY having a look back at Michael round Church Corner.
I love that on a made-up game we've already given up corner names. It's fantastic. But JP down in 9th, but on for another good result. He may not make it in on the fuel, so he may want another stop. There's Nobby Norris coming in from P12. SPY not letting Michael get away.
No, and he just had Will fire a warning shot at the hairpin.
I mean, this is the sector where the NSX will be good, but if he makes a move into this corner, he'll be... yeah, I think he'll be mincemeat down the straight.
SPY's all crossed up.
Sideways. Right, if Will doesn't have a run this time, he's never going to get one.
The trouble is that Ford is still in the slipstream of the Corvette.
Yeah. Of course, he was closing. Now SPY's pulling away. However, NSX is good on the brakes.
Oh, it's good on the brakes.
Looks on the inside, gets the move done. I mean, turn 1 has been his favourite place to overtake. Twice round the outside, now down the inside. I mean, in 9 seasons of GT, I've never seen Will disanimated on track. Like, this is
fantastic.
It is.
All those punts I gave him when he was my teammate a couple of seasons ago, I think have finally hit their mark.
Oh, that one at Brands Hatch. Oh my wow. No, SBY not taking it lying down. Panda trying to stay Michael's slipstream. But that forward is coming. Oh, Panda very late on the brakes. Those front brake or it was glowing as hard as Dan Camish on the last lap of British Touring Car Championship last season. Hopefully he does no brake failure. Too soon. Well, JP hasn't pitted yet, but Switchback has got past and pulled 5 seconds. Now he's got Zom right in the back of him with fresh supers. Can Zom make the move and get into the top 10? Yeah, Goy is ghost mode, so he's got the game paused. He won't be happy with himself, but he'll... It's just a mistake, unfortunately. What can Panda do about that Corvette in front? I think, if anyway, he needs a good run up the straight and try a move into turn 1. It's where he's done all his moves so far.
As far as their tyres and fuel gauges go, they're pretty much identical, although I'm fairly sure that Will's fuel's probably worth a few more
Michael's had a bad run.
Points of a lap than Michael's is.
Will constantly flashing. I don't think that's the get in Michael's head. I think that's just he's excited. Trouble is, can he make the move into the hairpin? The NSX is very good on the brakes. Michael goes inside the cover. And a try on the outside.
Well, he's still got his nose there for the inside at the right-hander.
He's holding it. What has this panda had for breakfast? I've never seen him do this many moves in a GT race. Go on, Will. Wait, hang on, I'm supposed to be...
You're supposed to be impartial, but go on, Will. Right. Now's the problem part for him.
Trouble.
Yeah.
Straight line speed, he's going to be slaughtered down the straight.
Yeah, straight line speed with no toe.
Well, for those JP fans, he has just pitted, come back out in P11, but he's on fresh supers to the end, so it looks like he'll hold P11.
Well, Will found a toe off of Nobby, but he almost got boxed in behind him.
Again.
He's having to defend the outside.
He's still on the outside.
He's still P3.
This is going to be sketchy. This brake mark isn't very long. Michael gets the move done. SBY doesn't know where to put his car on track.
Oh, squirrely from Will.
Yeah, panda clip that inside curve, and it's not one you want to ride. But again, fantastic racing shown by GT2. If anything, showing up the GT1 boys. Right, what can Panda do this time? SBY is close. Panda will be getting a slipstream from Michael.
They're going to have one more lap after this.
Well, for the Panda had some bamboo. SPY looks on the inside of Panda.
We've already seen how good Panda is out of there. And holds it.
Ford was sideways on the brakes once again. SPY's trying everything. However, up front, Unstef still has a 4-second gap from his teammates. So
yeah, I'd say I think the top two look set.
However, we're about to start the last lap. Michael's had not the best run through the last hairpin. Panda's going to have a run into turn 1. And SBY is half a second back, so if he's going to make a move, it's going to be this time. Fuel
isn't an issue for either of these guys. SBY's fuel light's just started flashing, but that's normally about 1.3 laps of fuel.
Panda's trying the outside.
It's his favourite line.
He's deep. Oh, he's braked too late.
He's just kept it on the tarmac.
It's unfortunate. He had to try something, but SBY's now got past.
Well, he's not done yet because we've seen how good that NSX is towards the end of the lap.
In the background, Donzo's just gone around the outside of Junkie Sport into turn 1. So Donzo's up to P6, Junkie Sport 7, Steph down to 8th. Switch back in 9th, Zom's up to P10. So all in all, not the worst races from Zom. However, he is slowing up. I don't know if he's trying to get to the line, but yeah, he's parked at the line. I don't think he has enough fuel to do another lap, or he doesn't want to do another lap, but he has missed it. So Zom now has to do another lap. Does SBY make a lunge? He's got very close to Michael.
He's close enough. Michael's gone defensive, but he's had to leave the door open. Can Will sneak through?
Unsafe's got the race win. Oh, what's happening? Fever comes through P2. However, the battle for third. Yeah, anything can happen.
Michael very nearly drops it out of that final hairpin, but he's going to hang on for P3. SBY fourth with Will fifth.
Ting Green 1, 2, 3. Well, Donzo's not had the best race of tonight, but he's found his way from last in race 1 up to P6 in race 2. So he'll be still quite happy, I believe. He's had some good racing tonight. Junkie Sport P7, what could have been from him. Steph in the background.
P8.
Basically doing a Spurs and spinning at the final moments. Switch back in P9, but will he keep it after a steward's inquiry? We're yet to say. And Zom is
quite a
still
way
pounding
back.
around. Yeah,
Yep.
he did try and time it for the line, but unfortunately missed out. So
I mean, I don't
yeah.
think it was fuel that was his worry. He just didn't want to do another lap.
I mean, we've all been there, not wanting to do another lap, but
Yeah.
oh, he's run a little bit wide at the hairpin.
But yeah, unsafe shakes off that bridesmaid tag for tonight at least. And that is going to close up the championship somewhat, because he was 10 points behind when the night started.
I was going to say, yeah, we got a few points back on SBY. SBY won the first race, but only finished 4th in this one, so yeah. It's going to be tight. There's not a lot of rounds still to go.
And unsafe has definitely jumped Zach, because he was only a point behind, and he's well and truly trounced Zach tonight. So
Zom comes to the line and finishes P10. Oh, Panda straight in there with great racing and tagging SBY and Michael, so he's really enjoyed his night tonight. Which
I was going to say, he's had a brilliant night.
I've never seen Will this happy racing. Like, it's fantastic to see.
He may have got a little bit fired up after the first race, but yeah, he was exceptional in that second race.
It was indeed. Well, that brings our night to a battle then, shall we say?
I say it brings our night to an end, but it doesn't end our week, as we've still got GT1 to come tomorrow night. So, as mentioned earlier, we've got the sprint race at the Tokyo Expressway South Inner Loop, followed by a feature race around Kyoto Yamagiwa. So, 2 very different tracks, and should be a good challenge all round. I've seen that. Yeah. Wedding Nobby.
Well, GT2 was not disappointed, as ever.
No, once again, they've been brilliant. So
I mean, I'm sort of wishing that I can race in GT2 next season with this one track action. So
you're too fast. But anyway, we shall wrap this up. So make sure you join Zach tomorrow night for GT1 action, and well, we'll do our best to emulate that, but that's a tough act to follow.
Indeed.
Anyway, it's a good night from us, and we'll see you soon.